Today I'm going to give you the next part of the law of attraction that you must have for the law of attraction to function like it should in your life. I'll be talking about having a vision board and watering your gratitude garden, and how gratitude and love activate your vision board and make it come to pass. We will also be doing other exercise to include helping you to find and uproot your blocking beliefs for health and abundance. And the first thing that we're going to do tonight is an exercise that will help you better understand how to clear your blocks to abundance. In order to truly clear blocks to abundance, you need to have a clear vision of who you are and what you want to accomplish. In our last week's teleclinic, we talked a lot about who you truly are and finding your true self and keeping yourself out of victimhood and on the high road. So the first thing we're going to do now is to create a vision of what it is you want to do to become or to accomplish. You can work on this more after the teleclinic, but we're going to get started here. And this is going to be like your vision board. It's going to be a plan of action and what you're going to do to become abundant. Have you ever heard the phrase, faith without works is dead? Well, so is abundance. We're going to create a vision board with a plan of action. And I want you to sit down and write out your vision of what your ideal life and self would be in vivid detail. What is it that you really want? Do you want to mend fences with a family member or a friend? Maybe a new job? You could upgrade your home or get a new home. Do you want better financial conditions? A full practice or client load? What is your ideal life? You can even imagine yourself on an island or living in a castle of a home, or you can put that castle on an island. But if you were to write your ideal life, what would it look like? What would it feel like? What would you be doing for a career in this ideal life? What do you truly love? And don't limit yourself. Don't even be practical. What would you love to be doing as a career? How would you spend your time? How would you spend your money? Who would you be serving? And where would you live? What would your family be like? Who would your friends be? And what kind of a person would you be? How do you spend your free time when the work is done? I want you to be able to see, feel, smell, hear, and taste your ideal life. I want you to get it so clear that the passion that you feel when you read and envision it is stronger than the fear that you feel about the possibility of perceived failure. Think back through your life and identify every situation and activity that you have ever engaged in where you felt truly blissful. Think about what sparked your interest and passion. What's the common theme in those moments? All creation begins as a thought, and nothing can ever be physically created until it's first experienced as a mental creation. The thing that activates that creation is gratitude and appreciation. Quantum physics studies are verifying that matter and reality can be changed by our thoughts. The law of attraction, one of the 5 fundamental principles of existence, tells us that like attracts like. It's a scientific fact that thoughts are energy, and neurons in our brain produce thought, so our thoughts are creating. A great way to jumpstart the gratitude practice is to make a monthly list of 30 things about your life that you are thankful for, that will give you gratitude focus each day. Some people find it helpful to have a gratitude journal and a daily practice of writing all the things that they are thankful for. And some people enjoy taking gratitude walks, where they can quietly reflect on their life or look around and find things in nature to be grateful for. However you choose to do it, before long, with practice, your ability to appreciate will become second nature. To put it in simple terms, we attract what we put out. The universe is not biased. It doesn't decide if a thought is good or bad. It just responds to the vibration that we put out there. And when we live a life with sincere gratitude and appreciation, we change the vibration of our energy and we attract more of what we want. How we think is what we get, and gratitude is the key. If you want to consciously create anything, then your starting point is to consciously create something in your mind, and then turn on the gratitude as if you already have that which you have created in your thoughts. And this is the key that calls your creation into the physical world. The reason that we're doing this exercise is because you really don't put a lot of effort into something that you're not really passionate about. In order to be successful, then we have to align our passion with our vision of success. Because if you're working a dead-end job that you hate, where are your thoughts? Where's your passion? Where's your gratitude? And what would you love to be doing? Keep in mind that you can also do the same thing with your health, your body weight, and anything else in your life that you want to be different than it is right now. It's not just about the money. It's about abundance. And you'll start to see the changes in your life when you start to envision yourself a better future. And without that vision, then you stay right where you are. So let's not be a slave to unconscious reaction. If you don't consciously create your life and create space for possibility, then you'll simply take yourself wherever your unconscious, unexamined beliefs steer you. If you don't know where you're going, then any road is going to get you there. But you can't really accomplish what you really want until you know what it is that you want to accomplish. And so this is a really important step. This vision of your future is now your North Star. If it makes it easier, then you can take this plan and create visual pictures for your vision of your future. My vision board has pictures of me placed on pictures of what I want to accomplish, and I read through my vision plan every day, visualizing exactly how I want things to be, with love and gratitude and excitement. I fully expect these things to come to pass, this or something better, and I always leave that or something better so that the divine who knows all things can guide me upward. And I feel that my vision of my future is according to what the divine wants for me. If you line up your vision of your future that way, then there's no fear of punishment by God or reprisal from yourself for trying to get something that you don't think you should have or don't deserve. And of course, there may be some belief breakthrough work to be done on that as well, and that's what I'm here for, is to help you to get through those blocks. The first three laws are vital, but it's the fourth law that brings it all together. This is where you get the power to apply the laws to achieve your vision. And that fourth law could be called the power of alignment. So the power of alignment is number 4. We learned a little bit about that one in our first teleclinic when we talked about making sure that you know who you are and aligning your vision with your divine calling. What is it that you were made to do? What is your passion? Your passion is going to be in alignment with your divine calling. They are one. So the law of alignment says that everything you think, say, and do must be in alignment with what you want to manifest. The more closely your beliefs are aligned with truth, the greater power that you have to manifest your creation. And this is the part where we really need to get down to business and examine what you believe about yourself and discharge and eliminate the beliefs that don't serve you and your true calling and passion. And so then it's necessary to purify your beliefs. In order to achieve your vision, you must completely align your beliefs in yourself and what you want to create. Your beliefs must be pure, whole, and undefiled by contradictory beliefs and desires. You must be single-minded in order to gather the power that you need to accomplish your vision. And your beliefs must align with the truth. Most people are misaligned in almost every aspect of their lives. You might call it being fractured, and they say one thing and they may do another. A person might say one thing in their life is their passion, and then they might put a little effort in that direction, but then they put most of their effort into something else, and it isn't in alignment. They have fearful beliefs that don't match what they really want. The word integrity comes from the Latin integer, meaning whole or complete. So a fractured person is out of integrity with themselves. And I don't mean that they're immoral or unethical, but rather that they really can't gain the power that they need because of their misalignment. The more fractured you are, or less whole and complete you are, the less power you have. You could think of a stream or even a garden hose, and the straighter it is, or the more in alignment it is, the more flow power there is in the water. If there are kinks or tight curves, then the power is slowed down. Or if you shine a light down a passageway and the passageway is out of alignment, you don't get the effect of the light. If the passageway is straight and true, then you get the full power of the light. One of the most common ways that we cripple ourselves is by confusing beliefs with truth. We tend to assume that our beliefs are true. Our belief is just an acceptance that a particular statement is true. But if you examine the word belief, it contains the word lie in it. Beliefs are not necessarily true. In fact, more often than not, they aren't true. There's also a difference between knowledge and belief. Knowledge is just the truth. It is what it is, and it just doesn't matter what anyone thinks about it. We know that the sun comes up, and we can love it or we can hate it, or we can refuse to believe it, but it still comes up. It's just truth. We don't even need to know why, but we know that it's still going to come up. And that's knowledge. It just is. It's independent of our beliefs. It's absolute. It's objective reality. Any given belief may contain many, few, or no elements of truth. There is no lie in pure truth. So what you're currently manifesting in your life today is the sum total of all of your beliefs. The more true your beliefs, the more abundant your manifestation. The more false your beliefs, the more disempowering your life manifestation is. And more often than not, those beliefs are unconscious and need to be brought to the surface for examination to be discarded as false. So you lack power to the extent that your beliefs are false. The more aligned your beliefs are with truth, the greater power you have to manifest a positive and purposeful reality. False beliefs slow down the gestational period of creation, which I'm going to talk about in a few minutes. They hamper your creative power and get you poor or mixed results. One of the major differences between someone who consciously aligns his life and sets his course to follow his North Star and someone who just takes what comes and deals with it is an understanding of beliefs and truth. False belief number 1 is, I assume that all my beliefs are true. And for some people, you might even go on to say, and I'll defend that to serve my ego until I die, because I want to be right. I like to be right. It makes me smart. Or does it? The truth is that once you see the false beliefs and recognize it for what it is, it's easy to upgrade that belief and align it with the truth. A humble, teachable spirit will always serve you better. False belief number 2 is, I can't alter what I believe to be true. So that belief in action is that what you are doing is creating a reality from existing evidence and personal belief of what you can and cannot do. You can give yourself permission to change your reality, and then that change in action mode would be, I can create a new reality without any existing evidence of what it can or cannot be done. And then false belief number 3 is, since I never have, I never will, or it can't be done. The truth is, it's safe to go into uncharted territory and discover new ways to manifest your passion. False beliefs are like rocks in your pocket. In your teleclinic guide, there's a list of the top 40 limiting beliefs that we usually find when it comes to abundance. And as you read through that list, see if any of those resonate with you. Think about the things that you would most love to accomplish. When you think about the things that you'd most love to accomplish, what is it that's holding you back? And the beliefs on that chart are, I can't do it, or I'm not worthy, I'm not worth it, or maybe you feel like you're too old, or too young, or my body can't do that, or I don't know enough, or I'm not special, no one loves me, no one listens to me, or no one cares about me. I can't change. Change is too hard. I'm scared. Or that's not my nature. I'm just not good enough. Maybe God will take it away from me. I'm afraid of what people will think, or I'll be judged. People won't like me if I'm successful. Maybe I feel like I'm too stupid, or I'm too fat, or it's too risky, or maybe it will just take too long. Maybe it won't be worth it. Maybe it'll cause problems in my family. Maybe I just don't deserve it, or I can't afford it. Maybe nobody will help me, and I'm alone. Never been done before. I'm not strong enough. I don't have the energy, and I don't know how. I'm too busy. Maybe God doesn't want me to, or God will punish me. Maybe it's just not safe, or I'm not allowed, or it's just not possible. Maybe it just can't be done. Everyone is limited by false beliefs to one degree or another. And you may find yours in that list, but there's an infinite number of possibilities of things that may be blocking us. Fortunately, we have the tools right here to find and change those limiting beliefs and many others, and align our beliefs with the truth. And this is really vital because it's the conflicting beliefs that slow us down. The brain is really a transmitter and a receiver of information, just like wireless internet. The unconscious mind is a sending station which broadcasts thought and ideas according to your belief. It emits actual frequencies, and these frequencies affect our reality. And when you have a vision and a purpose, these frequencies are ramped up by intention. Your vision and your purpose are now the blueprint for what you will receive back, and your intention makes it happen. Lynn McTaggart did an experiment with the University of Arizona, and the laboratory would put together packets of seeds. And they put together 4 packets of seeds, and these packets had about 30 seeds apiece in these packets. And they would photograph the seeds, and then send Lynn McTaggart all 4 photographs. And Lynn would then ask an audience of around 700, wherever she was lecturing in the world, to send intention to one of the sets of seeds that she had chosen. And the scientists back at the University of Phoenix didn't know which set of seeds were being sent intention. And after the audience was done sending intention to one set of seeds, the scientists back in Phoenix would plant the sets of seeds and then measure them 5 days later. In 5 different experiments, the results were exactly the same. The seeds that had been sent the intention to grow big and strong were as much as twice as high as the seeds that received no intention. And even though the audience was as much as 4,000 miles away from the actual seeds, and they were only looking at a photographic representation of the seeds, it still worked the same. This is the difference focused attention and intention or purpose have on the outcome of circumstances in your life. You can let your boat go to and fro wherever the wind and current takes it, or you can put up your sails and a rudder and steer that boat on purpose in the direction that you want to go. The same wind that blows against you can make you move forward that much faster if you use it to your advantage. In other words, even opposition can make your progress that much faster towards your goals. Holding conflicting beliefs causes us to transmit mixed signals, like putting up a conflicting sail in your boat. Where's your boat going to go now? Or will the wind just tear it apart? Conflicting thoughts essentially cancel each other out and obstruct the law of attraction. The majority of the effort that's put forth in manifesting your vision and purpose is completely in your thinking rather than your actions. When you've put forth the effort or paid the price, so to speak, to clear enough of the negative or limiting beliefs and your beliefs are more in line with the truth, you then have the power to take a desire that's in line with your purpose and call it into physical creation by your actions. I think that although not very many people are in actual alignment that way, they have a natural urge to be in line. Being out of alignment causes cognitive dissonance, and cognitive dissonance is a state of having inconsistent thoughts, beliefs, or attitudes as relating to behavioral decisions and attitude change. And cognitive dissonance is the feeling of discomfort that results from holding 2 conflicting beliefs. There are studies showing that when we have conflicting beliefs, desires, or behaviors, then we have to change something to eliminate the dissonance, and so we seek some sort of integrity. At quantum techniques, we call this a conscious or an unconscious conflict. So suppose a person with cancer has a lot of sugar in their diet, and they know that sugar is one of the main things that feed cancer. So to eliminate the conscious conflict or the cognitive dissonance, the person would have to align one with the other. In other words, either the person would need to stop eating sugar and work towards wellness and their desire to be healthy, or they would have to align their beliefs with the desire to eat sugar and convince themselves that sugar is worth the cost of their health or life. Human beings have an astounding capacity for self-deception. In most cases, we'll accept and align ourselves with false beliefs in order to eliminate conscious conflicts or cognitive dissonance. And we deceive ourselves in a desperate desire to get rid of the discomfort or the conflicting beliefs and to feel whole. Leo Tolstoy, a Russian novelist, once wrote, "The majority of men do not think in order to know the truth, but in order to assure themselves that the life which they lead and which is agreeable and habitual to them is the one which coincides with the truth." Self-deception explains every conflict in the world, from global wars to bitter partisanship in politics and any battles fought in our heart every single day. It explains the woman who doesn't do something to change her abusive relationship because she has convinced herself that she can't or doesn't deserve better, and that he is justified in his abuse. Some people will defend these false beliefs to the bitter end of their lives because they can't bear the thought that they could be wrong. Or maybe it's really that we can't stand the thought that we're responsible for our own emotions, actions, and results. Self-deception is the cause of blame and victimhood, such as a person who is abusive and blames it on the fact that he was abused as a child. There's always a choice, so choose the high road. The point is that we have an internal mechanism that drives us to integrity or some form of internal consistency. Our bodies were made in the image of truth, or we could say God, and God can't lie. He is truth. He is love. And so we gravitate towards consistency, and we even deceive ourselves and reject truth to feel more consistent, and we become selective about our perceptions in order to uphold the false belief. We see what we want to see in order to live our false beliefs, and many times it's mostly unconscious, but it still makes us sick and old and destitute and tired. Once we uncover the honest truth and bring the body back into true integrity and alignment, and the body heals. And once we accept a false belief, all evidence points towards that belief being true, and this self-deception is extremely effective. And it's why most people just go with the flow and don't try to make things better. Something bad happens in our lives and we adopt a lot of false beliefs, and then the unconscious automatically finds other things to support that, to stay in consistency. But eventually, the lie surfaces as a physical manifestation in our body and in the way that we live, and until it's aligned with the truth, the body will stay sick and our lives will stay stuck. There are a lot of skeptics out there that say the law of attraction doesn't work. And the truth is that the law of attraction works 100% of the time. But for most people, it's working to their detriment. People that are burdened with false beliefs attract the result of what they believe. And so we have to examine and purge the ones that don't serve us in truth and integrity.